I think it's this thought that, you know, had m0NESY and NiKo just continued to tear it up like they did at the start of the week, and then they get to this grand finals, that there is still kind of cracks in the foundation. But yesterday's performance, to get them here to the final best of 3, that comes by way of JKS and Hunter. Every individual, the system from top to bottom, is currently functioning. And that function could be enough to overwhelm NA.
It is so insane how maybe that one change to the M4 was exactly what JKS needed, and I feel like it was a joke at first, but it's become very serious.
No, they brought it back. So it is very serious that we send off 2022 in proper fashion. Let's do this, Abu Dhabi!
The last grand finals of the year, and you guys get to witness it, and an excellent veto that could potentially end on Anubis.
What a perfect way it would be, right? Let's get it on. G2, T-side, Yakinder wants contact. And he's gonna get a little contact, full body contact. You can't run! Yakinder clipped by m0NESY as the Glock bullet bends around the wall. But if he thinks that that one kill means it's an open B bomb site, you would be so entirely wrong. Many more bodies in position. Elige picks up 3. Hunter's gonna answer, and he's gonna have to answer massively. Cuts this down into the clutch quickly. It's OC's turn to shine, and he's met by smoke, which means he's met by a massive question.
Yes, and now Hunter actually, because he picks up more utility, can run it back, and he has an open avenue to the site on top of being able to smoke Moto in this position, play the close pat however he wants, and he hasn't even dropped the smoke yet. So he knows OC is not here. And look how far away OC is, getting the memo very late.
Doesn't have a kit, and doesn't have a clue as to where Hunter gets off to. You'd think using that smoke he'd be further back, but...
It's a crazy way to play it.
He'll lean away, tucks into the bomb site, and OC, massive question mark above his head. Gonna try to piece this together. Remember, time is a big issue here, so now he starts to make some sound. This just gives the Hunter all he needs. And he stalks his prey, creeps out from those bushes, and may not even need to kill him. Time decides, but he'll skin OC alive and pick up a pistol round clutch. A big 1v3 to kick it off from Hunter.
So industrious right there. I mean, the way that he played that, made sure to maximize every bit of advantage that he could. And that's one situation where he was able to get OC as far as possible away, and it had to be respected because he could have planted on B very easily. And the clutch gets 1 here. And OC, Hunter plays it in the back of the site. Funnily enough, when you have all that space, OC's gonna think you're gonna play in big pit, you could play in apartments, you could play on lane, and you'd win all those situations. So to be tucked in there, hiding in plain sight, still one of the smartest moves you can make. Could be a very important pistol. A map that these two teams are both very good at. You two have been able to steal this pick away from FaZe. Did that just yesterday. Liquid, over 70% win rate on this map. Both top-tier Inferno teams right now, locking horns.
Smoke goes beyond, Yakinder pushes out. Can't manage to finish off NiKo. Good dive back away from the danger. JKS, little SMG on SMG action. That's gonna make OC ever more cautious. He is completely swarmed at the moment. Well, at least surrounded. Now the swarm starts going, and he splats JKS back. We've got a couple players preoccupied with the Moto boost, and then they try to walk through. But hello, OC, we see you, and all of a sudden, that's enough.
Okay,
Liquid
alive.
bounce back.
Dude, he's just clearing him. Lost the 1v1 versus Hunter, said I had more to show than that. Let me shoot back next time. I was already about to praise the aim control as he's falling out of apartments, right? The right amount of patience. He's dishing out haircuts.
OC's this interesting beast, I think, when it comes to the Liquid formula, because obviously Yakinder's addition takes all the eyes away from him. But OC is a player who powers up as events go on. It's just Liquid missed too many playoffs for him to really shine, I think. This is a player who performs under pressure.
Yeah, that's the strange one. I mean, for somebody who is like this, the rookie of the team, when he played was ESL Pro League Finals, it wasn't him that it was the reason that things went wrong. I think he had a 1.09. He was one of the top performers on the roster, and that was all through playoffs that he was scoring high. It doesn't feel like pressure is ever the problem for him, which is such a unique problem. But it does show you that he's good enough. Now, G2 have been fabulous on rounds where they don't have much to invest in. Praising their CT side setups primarily. But Hooksy makes them work for it whenever you want a round on an anti-eco.
Ump's getting away from you, Kinder. Hunter picks up 2 kills. Osy's gonna press out. Decides to try and take this one into his own hands again. And what goes around comes around. Dirty Deagle shot from JKS. If these are the kinds of individual levels we're gonna get, unbelievable. But it's not all about individual performance. Sometimes it's about that brain fluid.
Oh man, JKS has to think here.
Hooksy's juices flowing as he'll rotate that bomb away. And JKS is gonna keep everybody so preoccupied that Alicia's still looking at this bomb site. But now that ticking that's not present confirms what his dread had warned him of. It's a B plant instead. And all of a sudden, JKS is no longer over at that A site, so Hooksy just ice cold slides through into B. Back and forth we go, folks.
Wow. Well, wasn't that FaZe-esque to pick up the Deagles and just kind of spread the map a little bit? And all the action went down at top brackets. As you can see from the X's, it was the CTs trying to reaggress to make up for a player got lost and end up losing one more. Very cerebral moment there from JKS to pick up his M4 and the pre-aim to the top of the barrel on OC. OC's going to play well. They're going to make it as hard as possible for him to have a good performance.
Clean second kill.
Look at this, man. Oh, it's such a soft adjustment. That'll feel good.
G2 gonna take a timeout off the back of it. Don't want to get upset twice.
Yes, and it's obviously entirely possible. The investment here is coming through from Liquid. Isn't that crazy? G2 haven't won a map in LAN playoffs in almost 3 years.
I mean,
It's such a, you almost don't want to touch the record. You want to keep this spinning.
It's so impressive to lose this badly.
Let's keep this dance going, huh?
No, I think today maybe we end it.
Yeah, it's all of the fans. None of the fans want it. No, I don't know who wants it. The team that's so fun to make fun of, but at the same time, the team that has such high expectations, and both of these teams know. Now that FaZe are not in this final, this is up in the air.
Team Liquid invest what they can. Double FAMAS, M4.
You were talking about it. Sometimes we come into these finals and there's one story of a team that will continue dominating, and then another team who has a very low chance of making the upset happen.
Yep.
And then usually the team who dominates ends up winning the final. And here, it is so win-win. People ask me who I'm supporting. I mean, literally, well, Canada, of course, but when you think about like what Monacy's done here at the World Final, both of these teams have been so fun to watch.
Yes. Both teams stepping it up a level. Final chance of the year as well.
500 grand on the line here in this finals.
But a little posturing so far here in round 4. It's 4 members of G2 to start coming around the brackets, but they don't actually extend out far enough to get spotted by the 5-7. Oh! Hooksy just plucked the Canadian goose from the sky. That's illegal. And now he's gonna round the bomb site. Finds NiKo just as quickly. And Elige from the corner of the bomb site reveals that there is an M4 here, so G2 need to know that there is a threat, singular. And if they try to redirect over towards the B site like Hooksy did last round, well, there's still a bit of friction. Some resistance could be offered by Yakinder.
Yeah, there's a lurk coming, but now all the TTs are coming this way.
Clean first frag versus NiKo, exactly what you would have hoped for. Of course, caught by the smoke, so he'll have to just bite his tongue as Hunter punches it in. Oh, no plant, no time. Oh, wait, no, he jumps off. Pressured by CT, and the kills don't find themselves. It's Liquid to take it back via Yakinder.
I think he maybe glanced at the clock right after. If he kept that bomb out, went for the plant, there was a chance they still get it down. But Yakinder, how often do we see someone go for that lineup on the spam and it's just off the mark? In this case, it's basically a collateral. Wow. Nice shot from, yeah, he said, watch me whip. And G2 have done this a couple of times now where they're just like keeping the other side open for this late round rotation. Crazy. Believes in the spray, lines it up properly. It's not too shallow. He gets off to the right side of the smoke and pushes in a little bit deeper. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, your bullets are going nowhere. Can someone win 2 in a row?
I mean, it's a 30-round game written all over it at this point.
Yeah.
Can we just get some regularity?
Damn, he heard that. Hooksy throwing a flash for himself, and that was it. Target acquired. Went down easily for Yakinder.
He'll be calling from the sidelines. Hooksy, got to give him praise, right? Kerrigan did as well yesterday. Called an excellent game versus FaZe. Almost had FaZe kind of looking nervous, right?
He was the better caller in that match. Yeah, 100%.
It was very real, but Lige certain he wants to hold this line. Don't let him start to swarm or get around this arch to pressure your player in sight.
Oh, it's a very careful rotation from OC. You see how he's blocking himself away from apartments while he's doing this. Not having it smoke, but not exposing himself. Hunter's like, when is he going to show it? There it is. OC letting him know he was keeping aware.
But again, G2 going to look to play every single second to the round.
Another interesting duel that we got to watch for in this half, and in both halves, would be Nafly and JKS. 2 guys who have been outstanding on their rosters, match MVPs in some of these matches, and both play halls.
And I think that JKS was very, very integral to shutting down Rox yesterday on Inferno, right? Felt like his counterpart. See if you can cue that up again, but it's not apartments here, it's the B hit, and it's Nitro. Ready and waiting. Oh, but Hunter, clean kill. Reacts to the lesser weapon in that MP9. It's a ton of damage, sure enough, only 30 HP to respond with, but he does respond. And now that AK, given over to NiKo, fully HP, nearly, sitting into this backside. And it's his brother right in front. Body guarding, body blocking, and JKS goes down for essentially free. 3 CTs meant to work this forward. Utilities off of the mark. Can Hunter sell this? Can NiKo clutch it? Will he be needed? Because that Tech-9 drops, and here comes NiKo's rifle. It's headshots galore. All 3 dead, and NiKo's gonna keep it back and forth.
Tuck him in, son. They're put to bed. What a round from NiKo. Was that possible to defuse after that kill?
I don't even know.
I don't even know. The first 2 might have been good enough. Of course, he had to make a show of it. That's crazy. I gotta hate how many times Liquid, though, they play retake. They leave Nitro alone in the B site, either playing coffins, playing in CT. Teams that have done this have not seen much success. I don't know if the stats show it, but it's one of those things we keep seeing. And it's something that, honestly, it's a bit of a tell for Liquid. Late into the round. Captain's by himself.
It's insane, man. 5 unconsecutive round wins. Now Liquid worse for wear. Better hope that these utilities are enough to make a difference, because pistols shouldn't be.
And NiKo was getting pieced up versus FaZe on Nuke. He was having such a hard time not playing to his level exactly, but team was good enough that they don't rely on NiKo anymore. And that's the reason that they're in this grand final in the first place. It's not the NiKo show.
I think that's what, actually, it's exactly what makes it a better show.
Yeah, more characters.
Counter-Strike's my favorite sitcom.
And with this tournament run, they've been renewed.
Crazy, right? How just finishing the year strong could, potentially, even without a trophy hoist. Let's just say,
yeah,
no matter what, this result, no matter what, just such a sigh of relief it's going to be, but obviously their goal, their intention's much greater than a finals. NiKo, so 1 and done. We've got a lot of pistols here perusing around the bomb site, but they actually relieved some pressure by diving back from coffins, and that MAC-10 in the hands of Hooksy. He loves to get aggressive. He loves to set up his team. He loves to give them that chance. We saw him yesterday just holding W around Banana on entries. You know, he'll sacrifice himself. He truly is committed to the cause. And in this one, when things start to kind of have a shake to it, well, he puts his foot down and ends this back and forth affair. It's G2 4-2.
Yeah. He was always willing to be selfless, but at least now it's worth it. He's getting kills while he's going for the entries. He's creating space. As cliche as it sounds, you know, it's one thing to make an effort, to say, I'm willing to die for this team to get out into a site. But if you don't get that kill sometimes, it doesn't even have to be over 50, but if you don't get the kill above 40, then you're kind of wasting people's time. You're setting up your team to play a 4v5, and we know what the stats show for those rounds if they happen too often. So it's a storyline with some of the IGL entry fraggers that, like, yeah, they might not be the most talented individuals, so maybe they shouldn't take as many duels. Maybe they're better as entries who normally die anyway. But some of the best entry fraggers in the world are defining maps. And we look at Liquid, they have Lige and Yakinder splitting up those duties and putting on a tour de force on T-sides. basically across their pool.
A tour de force. My guy.
I like how you said it in Canadian.
Gonna force their way with pistols here. They've already gotten them scattered back, so take your reward, G2. It's been a hard-fought battle since these first 6 rounds got started.
I don't know. Both these teams have ecoed so many times.
Yeah, but with these ones, oh, tell me there's no way. Modesty gonna get tagged up, but it's JKS inside of those apartments to do what he does. Deagle out of a leash. Could have gotten another, but Hooksy's had enough. He's had enough.
Yeah.
Stop it. 4 rounds for the T's, nice and early.
Draws a line in the sand. Now the lead becomes immense, potentially. First timeout called. Very apt moment to do so here for Liquid. Less to talk about what the other team is doing, more to talk about what they want to try. Again, Liquid are in a place where they're always looking forward to their T-sides across their 16, 17 Inferno games, 58% T-side win rate. But you can't just wait for that half. Not versus a team like G2. They beat FaZe yesterday. That's still fresh in their memory. They beat FaZe twice in a row. That was one of FaZe's best maps. Inferno more high level than ever with the new contenders coming too. And coming into next year, whoever wins this match is going to have a level of respect for the streaks that they put up. You know, G2 on Nuke, that's something, but if G2 can't win a tournament, no one's really that terrified. If they do that and show how dominant they were, even just here at the World Final, they're going to be talked about as the best Nuke team in the world, one of them right now, which is crazy. G2 haven't really been the best at anything up until this point.
Ooh, damn, man. Utility's got NiKo's number. Flashbang blows up in his forehead. And frag on his feet. 46 health as he reels away from Banana. Here comes the pop. We've already got terrorists down inside of the pit. It's a leash to try and draw attention because the other counter-terrorists are just stuck along this wall. Such little room for Naf to work with, and those flashbangs are his burden. Yakinder tries to climb over top of the box, but it's an empty-handed defense despite best efforts. Hooksy, NiKo both survive, and G2 off of the apps pop, there was nobody there to stop them.
Yeah, so what we saw right there was just a really good gamble from G2. Their strat isn't based off of reacting to any information that we could see. They went for a Halls pop, and if you know that the CTs are not playing pit, that's the perfect time to do so. No one big pit, no one mini. That made it way too easy, and you can see they were just lined up against this wall trying to figure out where they should go next, hoping to get a frag so that they can move. And then that spills over into momentum, but with JKS getting the first kill, it already gets very ugly. And then they continue to be careful, throw flashes, and help him to make sure that next peek is even easier. And now Liquid, now it is dire straits. They are on pistols again. Great calls from Hook. He has been a story of this event.
NiKo clean with it. And the leash going to be softened up. So now Nitro going to have to go above and beyond. And while the fire and smoke will stave things off, it's still just so much early impact.
Too much time on the clock for this to be scary. In fact, NiKo is happy he wins this right there. He's got them to overreact on a low utility round, and they finally find a leash as well. And they kicked his rotation point right there. That was a Coffin's nade, wasn't it? A beautiful play. Damn, G2 are flying. And it really speaks to their level. Again, they can survive this veto. They beat Outsiders without playing Nuke.
Yep. NiKo comes out. Hooksy trades away from OC, and that's just the departure, right? A-site completely cleared out. I wonder what level of confidence comes into G2's mind when they pick Inferno today, knowing that they brought that map back versus FaZe last night.
Yeah, it was like NiKo said before that match, we don't feel confident about anything until we beat FaZe. And to be honest, it goes from maybe not confident to supremely confident after that one win. They took out if they beat FaZe, and that could have easily been the final for them.
No doubt.
Right? So they could have been on the other side of the bracket. FaZe could have got through another team in the semis, and that would be it. They would be beating FaZe in the grand finals here. And now that they can tell themselves they've done that,
Then who the hell is Liquid?
And who the hell is Liquid? I mean, can Liquid even do that? We don't know. At this event, it feels like both of them are playing at their absolute peaks so far this year.
And you know, it's a peak that Yakinder himself wasn't very impressed with come fall finals.
Oh, true. That's right. Yeah, there have been hot words back and forth.
After that loss for G2, comes out and says, yeah, they haven't changed much. Not sure what they've been doing. And NiKo's response, if we played them tomorrow, we'd 2-0 them.
2-0 them.
Well, it wasn't the day after, but it was the next event. And here we are, 7 rounds to the 2 of Team Liquid. T-side of Inferno going swimmingly as JKS and Hunter are again at the top of the scoreboards.
Yeah.
And who's in between them and the expected stars? Hooksy, who also has to be shout out for solid performances this event, right? Before we'd see like a map here and there where he just kept his head above the water and then just won with that awful sinking feeling. Not here.
Yeah.
Has not massively dropped the ball.
And you know, we talk about the M4 change to buff JKS, but also his T sides, if I want to guess, have been much better so far this event. And that was the initial concern when he joined the team. Wasn't really adding to the flow of a round. And yeah, the whole team aspect has clearly been improved for G2, but that's JKS doing it without his favorite gun. Nothing's changed for their T sides.
OCC's a barrel, so should be on high alert here. Nothing he can do about it, except sit and wait and expect them to round that corner. Util exchanged, Modesty falls back.
So, I mean, they don't get OC to fall back from his position, but they still have 3 CTs locked into the A site.
Can this double op really make a difference in the hands of Yakinder? He's gonna have an entire pack of players to try and pop, but it's NiKo who pops instead, pops forward, and Nitro actually from this corner is able to engage, but then traded, of course, by JKS. And Yakinder met by smoke means it would have to be the Hail Mary. It was an open invitation with that quad spam. T players shuffling around the bomb site. We're gonna get an op versus op fight with a rifle in front. JKS finds vision over top, and Modesty strikes down Yakinder. That second op of Team Liquid doesn't even get off a single shot. And so they are still not able to hold nothing on that B site, barring Nitro's first one.
That was abysmal. That was abysmal. Even with Nitro having a first player who wasn't even looking at him for that long, it felt like they had no odds to be able to win that. With NiKo dying, it doesn't seem like it would have made a difference at all. It really has come down to this one guy in the site. There's not much else behind it. Yakinder doesn't get a kill. 2 ops go down here for G2. A flying start, and they're staying calm. Look at the options in this position. Going over top. JKS playing this beautifully. Getting Modesty right to quad, and then that's it. It's an avalanche. Everything falls apart. And what we saw right there was OC on porch, looking into mid, the one piece of map control they were holding on to. Outside of that, there was nothing special coming out of the rotations, no gambles off the information. And that's honestly, G2 did a good job of making FaZe look that way as well. Brokey peeking porch almost every single round. And basically that was it. Once they got him off that angle, it was either B or A. Hooksy, when he wants car control, he gets it. It doesn't seem like teams are comfortable trying to get it back after a certain amount of tries and effort over on the B side. Now Liquid. Back to the sketchy pistol buy with a little bit of utility. Working overtime to squeeze water from Stone on these low buys.
Doesn't feel like that smoke's going to intimidate him enough to hold him back. I'm just going to pop through the first one.
There's a key bit of disrespect right there.
And stutter step a second. Now, of course, the wrap very much open, but Liquid peel away from that B site, so got pieces in position. Few sets of Kevlar. I like this from Elige as he presses out. Gets caught by Hunter, though. He's not the only player here on this arch play, but spam a 5-7 through smoke, and you invite that AK headshot to come soaring right back through. Can the actual A players offer much? OC, Nap, kill a piece already. Further damage, and it makes you wonder, had Elige been able to get away with something, or Yakinder connects with that spam? then it could have made things sketchy. But again, 3 survive. You get through that half buy, and it's a 9-2 T-side.
They're not even reacting right now. It's just way too easy. This is Liquid, who have shown their teeth on Inferno. We switch over to T-side. There'll be a game to play, but at the same time, we're getting to the territory where they need a pistol. The worst conversation you can have in CS. And yeah, at this point, because they disrespected that smoke so fast and found that no one was playing inside of mid, well, now even though there's 4 players that are close to the smokes, they don't have ways to trick you. You know, they're coming through a library smoke and the CT smoke with G2 with enough time to just watch. They don't beat the timing. They at least get some damage. And again, we got to pay attention to this B side of the map, right? Whether it's NiKo being alone or your Kinder not getting a kill, getting smoked out, both these things are terrible problems. Especially if they're not going to have control. The last thing you want to see is an Opper sitting there, hands on his lap, waiting inside of mid, only to get smoked out. And here it is, car control again.
Ooh, nice timing. Kidder just slides out.
That's a massive find.
Because he's alone as well. We get a 5 versus 4 for Liquid. Fresh breath. Wouldn't be the first opening kill that still gets robbed back by G2. Had 5 opening kills to the favor of Liquid, only 2 round wins. Then there's also this momentary lapse in any kind of action. And the counter-terrorists see that as an invitation. JKS, singular kill. Elige able to escape, and by dropping smoke, it's a little bit desperate. Hunter wanted to chase him down, and it just becomes way too tough. 4 versus 2 looks great on Liquid. And Elige gonna continue to try and tear them up. It's gonna be the short play. All that's left to be offered. Hooksy on the op, and 4 HP will concede this one. Finally, Liquid will get one back and put a stop to the G2 fire.
I mean, literally, they couldn't have kept it more simple, and for good reason. I think they, first of all, opening kill for Yakinder. That's a metric. Then they call out in a tactic that we've seen G2 try a number of times versus every team in the world over the last year. NiKo pressuring the Coffins player, trying to elicit a smoke earlier on than you would normally get it. And then he immediately rotates off the site. They leave B open. It's a situation where G2 figured that out. They would have been able to take B versus NiKo again. And 45, it actually wouldn't matter. They could have still won the round. But Liquid they have a right read, a good tactic, and most importantly, Yakinder an opening kill. Wow. But how do you stand on these stats? 16-4, 120 ADR for JKS. And that is just not one map. That's been his event so far.
Honestly gets teased by the barrel. Sometimes too fast. It's a good problem to have. Hunter flashed through apps. No contact here so far. He can hunt. Of course, it's not going to be every single round that Yakinder gets to just peek out from CT and rail NiKo against the wall.
So this looks already way more inspired. Look at the posturing from the CT side.
Gonna flash around, but Terrace did not come around that corner. Oh! And then Hooksy is able to slide in front of the fire. And if you're trading Hooksy for your Kinder, that's a firepower advantage the way of G2.
Whoa. OC seems terrified that he's given up this information, even though it comes with a kill.
JKS is extended further. Man, not too far.
This is pretty interesting from G2, but OC's in a good spot.
Sitting duck. Flash off OC's eyes. No sweat on his brow. It's going to be NiKo in a world of hurt soon enough. Get a quick change here from G2, comes sprinting over. OC was problematic on Arch. Can he offer anything from that deep CT angle, or does it need to be NiKo? Blinded, but still, he goes down empty-handed. NiKo fighting tooth and nail, evens this one out. We're looking at a G2 10th round unless the retake comes through. And Team Liquid are gonna emphasize the Coffin's control. They leave Naf back. I'm honestly worried as there is no smoke on that CT peak. OC does have one to maybe cover bomb. We've got a couple of kits, but Modesty decides to get aggressive. And with him and Hunter and NiKo as well, it's G2 to lock in the post plant.
I'm not surprised that they could do that in the 3v3. Dude, that's a round where Hooksy runs through the molly on Banana to get the opening kill. Same kind of, oh, it's
Never
actually,
touched him.
oh, it's just behind him. That's so easy for him. He seizes the opportunity. And here's a round where there is a flash for NiKo to go forward with the peak. When a player has already scaled that far back, I'm not surprised he still dies. Unfortunately, no matter how you want to dress it up, NiKo just has to do better. If he's going to be solo on the site, if they get one kill there, then you can retake. But an AWP and a 3v3, that is very T-favored, that position. T's will take that every single time. The CSG2 are playing, they're going to convert very consistently.
Kinder left on an aisle here, SMG only. That's one of my favorite things about Hooksy is that given a chance, right, his timings, he'll pop out. He'll run those risks. He'll offer himself over. Yakinder never saw it coming in the last. It's an upgrade for Yakinder from the SMG into it at the cost of OC's life. 5v4 again to this T side. Liquid are just trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel for anything. That has been like the hardest.
He's as good at Rain at doing that.
You know, Rain sat up back right now like...
Watch a Roth demo. You'll figure it out.
Ooh, that's an easy kill versus NiKo. But it also just kind of indicates Nitro's only position, so you'll take away the information from that one. And NiKo, with his teammates performing as they are, knows he doesn't have to do it all. What a glorious feeling that must be for somebody like NiKo. Finally, doesn't have to be that one-man army. Glances over at his brother in Hunter and sees him towards that top board. Kinder though, op connects. Hooksy, nice little spray from G2's in-game leader. And now man advantage to just close out yet another. This B site belongs to G2. And Yakinder cowering in the corner with nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. G2 will not stop at 10.
Damn, they have locked up, and he had to leave because he was such low HP. The bomb would still kill him from that distance. No save comes through. G2 are flying high. You know, I have a theory about the T-sides. With the M4 change that happened, the reason that so many teams seem to be really good at T-side right now is because they were working so hard to match up against the A1Ss in the past that now that the nerf has come in, everyone's blossoming. All their hard work has paid off, and that overemphasis has resulted in now very dominant T-halves. And I expect that Liquid, again, can put up a strong defense themselves, but that doesn't mean the CT side's fallen off for G2. In fact, the one team that maybe has been buffed because of JKS go to the M4.
Nitro not going to get away with his life, but at least a nice opening kill, and Yakinder wants blood, wants revenge, and wants that fourth round added to the tally for Liquid's defense. They dissipate back into B. Yakinder sticks around, and Elige is going to use this as an invite to go all the way over. Man advantage to try and close out the half. JKS has already crept up through apps. And we've got a tucked CT in the bomb site, so we've actually got a great little bit of space here for Hunter and m0NESY to both work up. They're gonna get dangerously close to this defense, and Naf is suddenly preoccupied with Pit. It burns all the way onto him. Oh, but the FAMAS! OC from inside of the site forces JKS to try and clutch, and that's not gonna happen. It's OC with a triple to close, and a hope for Liquid's T-side. Early 1 versus 3 from NiKo just added a whole bucket of fuel onto the fire that got that momentum rolling for G2. An 11-round T-side. Just as good as yesterday versus FaZe. It's like we're right back at last night. Now it's just Liquid the victims. But they're not going to take this line down. Their T-sides have been the talking point. And it would be a real shock if they can't get anything going here in this second half. So sit back and enjoy as Elige and OC will hold on to the utilities, and Team Liquid will just try to win this pistol. Start with the pistol and see where we go from there. m0NESY dual Berettas up on top of Orange, 2 teammates with him as well. So he'll play counter flash, expecting a whole pack of players. Well, guess what? Here they come. And guess what? There they go. Yakinder, nothing to show from that entry attempt. It is only Naf to get it going. Ooh, but, a team kill to just make things that little bit more interesting. OC shoots Naf in the back of the head despite Naf's best efforts to get this one clean. he gets executed, betrayed, and now it's this silent creep up that all of a sudden could catch Liquid off guard. They have no idea. Hunter, again, it's silent, and again, it's JKS at the top.
Oh, he's got the laser cannon, man. JKS. When's he gonna stop? Wow, already an insane T-half on top of that pistol clutch. And that is 2 clutch rounds won on pistols for G2 in this map alone. That can obviously be map defining, but that's not looking at the fact that outside of those pistols, G2 have clearly still been the better team.
No doubt.
Man, so at the very least, Liquid, they're going to show that G2 not only have proven already at this tournament that they're one of the best new teams in the world right now, that everyone wants to be like. Inferno is going to be another one. You know, they beat FaZe on that map. This would be a big win right here. Again, Liquid's highest win rate map. G2 had to pick into this, and look at what's happening.
Look at the speed. Look at the tenacity. Look at the violence. Hunter and JKS just come barreling down alt mid. They want to suffocate Liquid early because think back to what happened at the start of the first half. That back and forth is where Liquid ended up getting half of their rounds. Well, it's not looking likely this time. Crummy pistols, and JKS is going to find them with their backs turned. I mean, this guy is a killer. And he's not going to let Liquid have any chance at an early conversion. They have to hold this off.
Is that what the K stands for?
Yeah.
Man. Hooksy can save the coffee for later. He hasn't even had to start trying yet. And the scariest part is that m0NESY is like the lowest performing player on the roster right now. Still positive, just reached 10 kills. Hasn't even been activated. And he's a player who has improved on Inferno a ton. Looking back at the beginning of the year, m0NESY was doing what we saw OC doing in this map and FaZe when they were losing with Brokey. Peeking Arch, holding that one angle, waiting, falling back to the usual spot, and then letting his sight get overwhelmed. Now he's finding ways to have more impact.
NiKo flashed, but he's got support. It's this NiKo Hooksy show at the B site. Gotta be careful though, tries to extend outwards and OC's gonna hit him with the deagle, so a quick, swift reminder that Liquid can be deadly. Here comes Hunter.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, nearly kills Nitro right then and there.
Uh-oh.
And if that fire spreads, he's a dead man. No second chance for Nitro, burnt to a crisp. American barbecue.
Who doesn't love it?
And G2 drenched in sauce. About to get that 14th secured.
Only one A1 team in the roster.
Sorry, when does the grand finals start?
Yeah, no.
Liquid, man.
G2 are right now on the cusp of winning their first map in a grand final in 1,092 days. That's no joke. That is something that we are 3 rounds away from actually witnessing live. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. I don't think you would write a story like that and expect people to believe that it's possible with a roster like this, but it's the case. Hunter has no trophies in his cabinet right now.
Which is
none
so
that
insane.
count on HLTV. The last one NiKo won was in Copenhagen in 2019 at Blast.
m0NESY sets up Hunter to close it. We talk about, that last trophy lift with NiKo, but we think, yeah, he did it with FaZe.
Yeah.
JKS, his last trophy lift as well. Stand-in with FaZe. And if your last trophy lifts, like we're talking about X amount of days, but you were also kind of leaning on the super team that became FaZe Clan. Like, how much, are you just copying homework at that point?
Right.
But this is the G2 that was questioned after failing to get to Rio. A G2 that we all kind of sat back and waited at Fall Finals to see what they would give us, and it was only the win over Fluxo, so we thought, oof, more of the same.
Yeah.
Disappointment, enough to probably crack what they had hoped would be the next era of G2. And now 14-4 over Liquid in a grand finals to just end the year.
They pretty much will win this map, right, Connor?
Yes, they will.
It will make history right now.
Signed.
We can't, it's unjinxable. I mean, this is so close. Not this G2.
Not this
G2. No, something's different.
Last month's G2?
Last month's G2 is a whole different, that was the one that Kinder was making fun of.
Yeah.
And maybe for good reason. They even had a bad Blast Fall final. Well, looks like they took that personally.
Why stop? Why stop getting aggressive? Why stop playing your game, going for fights? But Naf, he'll pick up the kill as Elige had a good bit of cover there. Awkward fight for Hunter ultimately, in contrast of what he probably wanted. Somebody coming around the alt corner, fully exposed.
Oh.
Kinder has to use some util here to keep himself safe. Nade'll chip away a decent amount of health, sets up the A4s nicely.
Well, could have been another kill here for Liquid, but they figure out his position because they molly it. And
Watch this.
Force him to use his smoke.
HooXi setting up NiKo for a re-aggression here. Hadn't actually managed to get all the way around this wall, so he'll have to go deeper than that. And there is another flash. But OC's right there. We got a lot of bodies for Liquid looking to gun for this bomb site.
Not bad.
And we've got a lot of hope on HooXi to perform above and beyond. Now he is 15 and 9 at the moment, so 1-2 kills, not unthinkable, but Nitro comes out. In-game leaders clash, and JKS will be turned away. So Team Liquid, off of a 5 versus 4 because of Hunter's aggression, get another Kovac fight elsewhere, and then just follow through smoothly, right? We talk about Liquid's T-side. Well, here is a nice clean start that could give them hope, but it's a hell of a journey to try and even catch up to G2.
Yeah, I mean, even for the dignity and the fact that this is a best of 3, having some rounds here, they've got enough energy for the whole match. They really want to show themselves that they're playing well. I think that's a huge thing for Elige when he comes in the interviews. He's just so pleased that they're playing to the level that he knows they can play at. It's never we were playing out of our expectations. It's either we were playing below our level or we were playing at our level. And in these last couple of interviews, he's just been over the moon saying, this is the Liquid that I know from scrims, all the boot camps, all the practice. Finally, we're showing it in the live matches. But after this map, I'd love to hear his thoughts. And again, it's not an abject failure because you have to talk about how good G2 have been, but now Liquid have an opportunity to at least get some dignity here on T side and show that they are themselves. And then they can think about the full comeback later. You know, that's so far away, they have to be realistic about it. It's actually not unthinkable. It's just very unlikely if you look at how many times it's happened in history. But here we are. Liquid with the full buy. Looking to clean up on minimal losses.
NiKo's Deagle sent up. Ooh, connects a good amount of damage there. They've got smokes to slow it down. Hunter showed us a beautiful 2K with that CZ inside A site yesterday. I feel like he's the only person in the world still playing it. They said, oh, the A4 is good? Well, then the CZ is also back, right?
Nope.
No, bro.
Just Hunter. Liquid always take their time to establish, but never for no reason. They have done well with the clock, with the information. They don't just do all of the motions and then make some random gamble. They have been one of the most reliable teams with information on the T side. G2 or the other. And right now, let's see if they pick the open side again.
Find it. Clean wrap.
It's always Ukinder, by the way, defaulting be leaving on the T side and then either picking if they're going to go there or the other side of the map, probably based on what he can see in here.
Sure.
And here it is. They clean up. Beautiful, well-called rounds. And they avoid the full-on CT stack. It's a good start. It's a nice foundation.
It's a good start, you know, but every game starts easy.
That's true.
Every game. These are just the henchmen, essentially. You know,
Yeah.
like you mentioned before, Monacy's still sitting back, not even trying to get like too into the mix because you've got the front runners, the bodyguards of JKS and Hunter doing that heavy lifting early.
And Elige was one of the players in Pro League Finals. He had a bad grand final. You know, he was a bottom-rated player for the team, and he's already having a good match. But now we got Yakinder and Nafly, who aren't activated yet, who are incredibly pivotal. Talked about Nafly playing apartments, playing pit. Well, this half of the map, I think, is where he stood out the most, so he has time to show up. Yakinder has had hot and cold games playing Banana. And they definitely didn't show their best face trying to take map control on that side of the map in the first half, so we'll see how locked in they are. Wow. It was like 3 guys for a second, turn to 15. Now they're there.
It's hard to believe when your boys are getting kicked on the ground, but Liquid have at least stood back up, trying to dust themselves off. And they'll have a round to gain a little more confidence here. Pistols is all G2 will work with. Again, to doubt Liquid's T side would have been foolish. getting themselves onto guns have enabled this little bit of momentum to start to creep through. Nice clean kill from Yakinder. We're going to have to keep eyes on him when it comes to those banana plays.
Yes.
We're going to see if NiKo can maybe kick it up a notch, right? Because we know what he's capable of, but again, it's been the others.
Yeah, there will be many more of those exact plays throughout this half, whether it's rifles or not. And Yakinder brings his own flavor to it, like NiKo's a little different.
It's going to tend to be that, NiKo Hooksy two-man B-site setup. If you're going to lean on Hooksy to stop Yakinder, I don't think that's a head-to-head that's going to go your way every time.
Stats will tell you otherwise.
Occasionally.
Yeah, with Hooksy today,
But
not Hooksy last month.
No, sir.
Oh, we got a new Hooksy too. New G2, new Hooksy. No coincidence. He's not stepped up massively as an individual, but he stepped up enough, and that's pretty much all it comes down to with these IGL entries. So, G2, they want to rest on their laurels. They have 14 rounds. They haven't closed the map. They haven't broken the curse. They haven't ended the drought, as James said. They still haven't won that map. Mirage is the one coming up next, and that's also insanely interesting. It's another map both teams are really happy to play. G2 could show that they were a meter stick away from Liquid if they take that win as well. And it's definitely not like it's not possible.
It's one of those ones that feels to me like, here's the thing with NiKo. Maybe he's not going to have top fragging games all the time nowadays with other players succeeding.
Yeah.
But I feel like you just put NiKo on Mirage, and every once in a while, when given a chance to just completely outshine, he's going to tap into that talent we know he has.
Yes. Yes.
Map in the back pocket, one more to win. That's not one of those moments that NiKo's going to choke. As long as he
it's
doesn't
not
play
nuke.
Exactly. Just stay away from the deagle.
Well, they don't have to play nuke, so there's that.
Keep him on the guns, man. Liquid yesterday when they beat OG came out on record as saying, like, our experience is what gave us the difference in that one. But we're looking at a G2. Yes, there's some new pieces. Rookie of the Year in m0NESY, Hooksy. This is his deepest run at any event. But NiKo's seen it all, man.
Yes, yeah.
For better or for worse.
Sometimes you don't want to see too much.
He's pulled back every curtain. He's felt the highs and lows that Counter-Strike has to offer.
I mean, he does have a scrolling bar on HLTV. It's just that he hasn't had a win in so long. He's just been the guy in the top 20 over and over again. He's been the guy to come close to winning finals.
First casualty. Where's that? Top mid.
Yeah, that's enormous.
I guess Elige got a duel from ult.
And honestly, if we're going to characterize this as G2 really probably about to win this game, I want to look at the different looks that they bring to Banana to show what Liquid could have potentially done better. But we'll see if Liquid can actually beat them here.
Nice second. And that's going to be m0NESY right back to the action. They thought that util had the opper off, but NiKo created a little pocket of timing that was perfect for m0NESY to re-engage.
How many rounds did Liquid try something like that? Almost none.
And if they thought that they were just about to find NiKo and, maybe just Hooksy. Nah, m0NESY wants a little bit of action. He's been sat back, passive, letting others thrive, but enough's enough. As far as he's concerned, this one ends now, but they're going to have to close out the 4 versus 2 to get that 15th.
Yes.
And Team Liquid, ever since they've been punched in the head with that 2K, look back, sit back, and wait for something else to happen. Like a deer in the headlights here. They don't really see the opening that can rob this round back, and especially at the 15-second mark, it would have to be NAF towards this pit. An ambitious attempt versus JKS, but all he has to do is lean back. It's going to be the AWP save with NAF's AK, 2 players to survive, but it's G2, 8 map points to come.
Counter-terrorists win.
They're touching on it. They're about to make it happen. What are you going to tell jokes about if G2 win this map?
That's a weird wireless mouse.
Yeah, they're getting crazier every day. Probably 50 grams. Well, that was already just one good look from G2.
Yep.
No one dies when they're sitting up there, NiKo and m0NESY on Banana. Plus, they both fall back into the site and wait. And by that time, Liquid don't even want to try. crushing right now, our G2.
That nade perfectly timed here from the banana pressure. Liquid gonna try to send that back, but it's barely any shrapnel against NiKo. And again, right, HooXi's here to support, but it's the NiKo m0NESY duo. And as they come around that corner,
what?
You just can't. You simply can't challenge him.
Watch him
and
whip.
expect to get away. At least not in one piece. Yikinder muted alongside Nitro. And now they're gonna have to try and lean on Naf's attempt to jackknife something over towards this A site. Hunter sliding into the site, welcoming Liquid in. Oh, you wanna try? Come forward. Take your attempt. It's your final chance to extend this Inferno game. 3v5 is what it calls for. Pressure mounting and a passive setup that, again, Liquid just don't get anything to work with. An ambitious spam. It's a little bit of damage, but it's an easy reposition for JKS. And now it's crunch time! JKS and HooXi lock it in. G2, don't break a sweat. G2, do not tremble.
Liquid that made sense on Inferno, well, it has to now, or it just confirms that they're not themselves right now. If they play well here on Mirage, then we can credit G2 for playing as well as they did, but now they've got to prove it.
Time to prove it. Final stage of the year, and it's Mirage where they'll lock horns. Let's get it on.
It could be the last map here at the World Finals based on what we saw. That quick whipping from G2 on Liquid. But if there's a map that Liquid are going to take that should be handed to them, it is Mirage.
JKS, ooh, down beneath. Who else is here? NiKo, m0NESY, away from the jungle, smoke shrouding their angles. And so they have to forfeit that control. But they haven't forfeited the round just yet. We're gonna get 3 players trying to press out from the ticket. Meanwhile, Hunter just kind of keeping things cool, gets pressured, and deals with that pressure wonderfully. 2 kills out of Hunter, and an instant headshot from NiKo will draw Naf into the action. Not ideal at all. We've got, oh, but he doesn't even need to see him. HooXi gets taken off of that defuse. Another from Naf. A P250 tearing them up, but then Hunter's gonna give that cover. Triple kill from Hunter in the retake, and a couple seconds to spare for that 10-second stick.
Naf said, ask me about my Zywoo moment. Here I am on the ramp. That was so close on that last try as well. They are clasping their hands and thanking that smoke. It was the only thing separating Naf from that win. A very good try here, but ultimately it's G2 who tumbled down onto the site so quickly with Hunter stopping that push into jungle control, which is their first prerogative. Got that out of the way, and from there G2 won. Another pistol rounds. Another pistol round, 3 straight now.
You know, when NiKo said tomorrow we'd 2-0 them, I wonder if he thought that Nuke would have to be in their back pocket, right? That consistent piece of it all. To do this on Mirage would just be so unthinkable. To come into this event and to have G2 as potential trophy lifters.
I've said it before, but JKS, most famous position on any map, Mirage, under balcony, on the A site, that long-range spray, but not that long-range A1S spray, that long-range A4 spray.
Yeah, the good stuff.
We might be reliving his prime here.
Caviar of Counter-Strike.
It'll be on display this half. I felt that. They're gonna need it. All the support you got.
A couple players for the catwalk hold. You can also do this one passively, not taking too much of a risk, but just keeping vision on connector. Okay, Hunter.
Clapped.
Little 2-bullet burst to drop the AK. Now there's not another set of Kevlar for that AK to work with, so it's gonna be hard mode for everybody else. Up next, Nitro. We get footsteps towards Con, so m0NESY, high alert. Sees a couple players, deals with it swiftly, and the USP to just make sure that there's no forward momentum there from Liquid. Desert Eagle from OC has been good, but not nearly enough.
38 damage. Liquid, where are you at? They're both swinging on jungle. Not even a shot landed. The reason that they win so many T rounds on Mirage, the reason why they're 9-1 on this map is because they have been so clean about getting connector control between Elige and Yikinder. Their different takes on mid. They've been so subversive to the pressure. Sometimes they don't even have to fight anybody. And everyone's trying to figure out how to do that. Most contested spot on the map, very important for splits on T side. Liquid are manufacturing ways to get this control of the map. And right here, it already gets denied. They'll have better guns for another try. We'll see if there's a different result.
Caught as Naf comes over the top of that.
Yeah, they got guns to throw away, though. That's an MP9.
Yeah, easy upgrade. Nobody else there to trade it either. So all of a sudden, Liquid gonna have to take a step back. That ominous threat of a potential flank. Nobody actually keeps eyes on it. They think, hell, let's just move this forward.
There's no denying this timing right now because they get the A player down with no one there to refrag that, yeah, it's either going to be B right now or A little bit later. So we can overstack this for the meantime. But Liquid might be putting things into place. But again, we have to see if they can create a timing.
Or whether a chance is given to them. One ambitious peek from JKS, and that could be the trigger for the A-site crumble.
The tempo is so good here. We're looking at Monacy right now.
Starting to run back over. Cautious about the murder hole. JKS nervous about a deep flash. But there's NiKo's frag. Alish's been clipped. Hunter's going to start to work this flank, so even if bomb goes down, they're going to have them surrounded, right? A little bit of money looks nice for Liquid, but we'll have a chance in this post plant. Pistols get off site, so they get what they want, and then are given space here to try and thrive. We know that Yakinder is world class, a Counter-Strike rock star that looks to rock G2 on this favored retake, and sure enough, instant headshot onto the initial A player, but Hunter starts to work upwards. Spray gets away from him, and it's OC's Deke to connect to the face. Now NiKo needed to get through that hole, and no chance.
Wow.
3v4 with pistols, essentially.
Yeah, but look at that with the connector play. I was thinking that pace is perfect. They have Hunter flanking the B halls on a right timing. Now, a great shot from Yakinder. He had the most amount of pressure here possible. It's not the best fight in the world, and it's the last point of pressure that's going to come from the CT side. They've done clearing out all of the big flanks. They have CT control. They're just waiting for this one fight to take place so they can take over the site entirely, overwhelm it, and instead, there's an answer back. But they found that gap. They found a timing and connector. They came back to it later. They made it look like it was going B for a second, and then they changed their game plan. That's just a sign of life, you know. That is proof they're still in there somewhere.
CT's funding this round with all they got. Let's see, MP9, FAMAS, Hunter, a couple pieces of utility here, and again, there's been a lot of, I think, silence throughout these first couple of gun rounds.
And that is the cool thing about them. When they figure out that there are a certain amount of spots that are understaffed, Liquid find a way to sometimes just walk into connector, where most people are starting a war inside a connector just to win it. So they get to do it on low resistance, and it's quite a mystery as to how they're so consistently able to do it. And again, we're going to see if that's still the case.
They used this last round. It's the reason Yakinder went down. Instantly, Alish comes around that corner with a nice clean headshot. Hooksy working with the lesser weapons. No real chance here to survive. He's gonna get pinched on both ends. Nitro presses out through the apartments. The only thing that goes G2's way is the fadeaway from JKS. Missed jump from Monacy. Oh my God, he's mortal.
Yeah, I missed the movement play. No way. Who is this kid? So, another good round. That was a very, very good round. I mean, as soon as they thought there could be a fight, like you said, that boost had been enacted in that round previous, Alish comes out, clearing it. I don't know if it was a pre-aim, but it seemed like it must have been.
Like it,
yeah. Maybe it was a fast adjustment.
Bomb's gonna pop with 4 members up.
With the consistencies here, Liquid, mid, and varying tempos.
Terrorists win.
We saw them win the most arduous game
just a
possible.
reaction.
Oh, yeah. Unreal. We saw them win the most arduous game possible versus FaZe. Remember, I think they lost both pistols, they lost like all the clutches, and they still won the map. came out with less rounds in the first half, but still the quality of those rounds was so high that they beat like a team who had every advantage, all the X factor, because their Mirage is really that good right now.
The framework was there for FaZe, but G2 just filled in all those gaps. Right now, there's a gap in the guns for G2. 3 USPs. Utility comes over. Team Liquid not going to waste much time here. Scorched A site, tons of util just to make it even more difficult for HooXi to do a damn thing. Trying to activate these A4s. You know, worst case, just save them into the next if you don't see any kind of open door. But now Liquid are looking for blood, and they're going to soften them up. Mac 10 makes impact. There's another player here. That M4 falls into the hands of Hunter, who barrel stuffs Yakinder point blank.
I didn't think these guys were friends.
And gets a chance to leave. Sure enough, ejects back out around middle. Alish can't give chase because he eats the team flash. So you come in with 2 M4s, you leave with 2 M4s. It's just that Liquid early lead.
Well, it's a much better Liquid, but you don't. The last thing you'd want it to be a story of they started slow and they woke up late. The thing is, potential for Anubis to close out the last map of the last tournament of the year, and a map where Liquid, I think they played it 3 times and they lost once to FaZe already just here at the World Final. But after their loss to FaZe, I think they learned a lot from FaZe and improved and got even stronger. So that's got to be an intimidating prospect for G2.
You know, we saw him smoke OG, right? That marked improvement. So we know it's powering up in the back of our minds. But we'll keep it in the back of our minds.
Well, they're not even thinking about that yet.
Guns in.
Wait. Oh, okay. I think m0NESY is the one guy actually buying the A1S for himself. And I think this round gets dropped in A4. Definitely saw 1, if not 2.
Well, adapt or die.
I think m0NESY would get a kill if you gave him a fork, honestly.
Couple spoons upside the head. But we get back into that creepy, crawly silence out of Liquid. Tends to fixate with a little mid play. And Yakinder, bloodlust. Defense not going to show him anything. Now, HooXi is dancing with death here, right?
Yes.
Flirting with the jump spot.
Now looking at Hunter's position,
Spotted.
how far
Here
he
they
is up
come.
cat is really important.
He's going to tuck into the arch. JKS gives good support, but Nitro killed back by HooXi, and JKS sees that as an invite to try and come and crunch. And there's the headshot to Nap, another onto OC. Defense holds strong. Of course, it's JKS. And not over towards the A site, not underneath that balk, but inside ladder, giving Hunter an extra level of support, giving HooXi a second chance because he was stuck behind that bench.
Yeah, that was a read on the intention. Now, if you play inside of ladder, you can be responsible for stopping them getting a connector. So you can both be a B player and A player at the same time. But he's usually anchoring. So for him to be losing this position, and it's the right call, they lose the opening duel off cat, and then they don't expect the second player to be there. That's key. I don't know how they had that read coming, but if that's how they got to keep trusting themselves, because that was a great idea. HooXi definitely putting up his half of the bargain as well.
It's going to be OC to try and punish this. And HooXi even gets away with damage. Want some? Come get it.
The timing was really good. HE square on OC. They'll know about the op, they'll know about that damage.
Obviously, Liquid trying to change things up, right? Saw that HooXi spot last round, instantly try to go pick it, but no success. Now again, we don't have JKS underneath that balcony. This defense is just leaning entirely on m0NESY.
Oh, we have G2
NiKo
out.
comes back in from middle.
Yeah, they've activated on mid to clear it out from the window. Oh, what a shot!
Regains vision just in time. NiKo gonna pressure the Palace peak. It's actually HooXi to catch that flank over on the B site, so suddenly Team Liquid feel like the only fight is forward. And Yakinder comes down those stairs. Yakinder pressing right into NiKo, but what is that snap? Ready for the walkout. And that is just gonna strong arm stuff Liquid back into the depths of which they came. No entry out that A site, no attempt to get any damage even onto m0NESY. And for a second, he was a sitting duck, but he regains vision for a split second, and we know a split second's all he needs.
Yeah, he ate that flash like he was looking forward to it and then just waited. They didn't kill him on the first peek. And then NiKo joined in. I think what NiKo did, he was probably standing on the outside of the smoke, but blocking someone from getting fully out of it. Oh, no.
No. OC gonna hang on.
Not versus OC.
Okay. Oof. You were saying?
I think he was letting someone get out that side of the connector smoke. We saw it from their perspective. He was probably fully smoke blind, but to NiKo, maybe some of his body was sticking out. If you stand in the right spot,
for sure,
you can cover it. So
just have to lean on the reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Looks fast.
If there's anything NiKo knows he has.
Speaking of fast, that's the flash.
Hooksy's killed it.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's so easy.
And at that point, the Kinder can't move. He also can't see.
Thought he would maybe catch them off guard, but
great option coverage there.
NiKo on high alert.
That's 2 solid rounds here from G2. Tore through 10 rifles. Well, at least the op saved, actually. Now there's some emphasis on OC. Now we make a comparison to OC and some of the other operators here, like thinking about Dexter, for example. It seems like everything that Dexter peaks is going to have some impact, whether he dies or gets the kill. But he gives himself a chance. You don't see that out of OC enough. He plays too vanilla too often. And that's been a big problem. But now, oh, he has every right in the world to take a swing.
Now we've got him where he belongs. Oh, Modesty. Not even giving him a chance to leave. See you next round.
Yeah, and we talk about impact. We talk about Modesty as well. He's been taking pictures all tournament.
No
they got
chance.
decimated, fried.
No survivor. You walked into this, you thought it was going to be easy, but G2 banking on that Modesty play, right? We kind of painted this picture on Inferno where it was the henchman in front of Modesty so that he could just keep himself reserved. Well, now he's at the front lines. Now he's at the top of this board, and we're starting to see those op highlights come out. That A site, as far as G2 is concerned, closed because of him.
Yes. He just shut the store down, and that's all the money gone. They're gonna run it. CT's waiting.
Ooh, JKS.
It's a highlight.
Way too easy. You need Kevlar, you need nades. You need a little more pep in your step if you're gonna push back JKS.
You need 6 guys to kill JKS these days. Feeding the beast. Another clean one, no casualties. No issues, and lots of help. It's another game. They start already back into it, and it feels so calm for G2. Barely even having to calm. They won the pistol. Yeah, they dropped 3 rounds right there, but now they're back in their groove.
Now we get Modesty unleashed. Think he's just gonna sit on that A site every round? No. He's gonna go hunting. Oh, takes down the bottom of the totem pole. Yakinder, double kill, nice trade. That was the setup. Yakinder was meant to shine, thrive, fly. And he picks up 2, despite being on 16 health. But now he's gonna just start to stuff them. JKS, insta headshot, down goes Naf.
Uh-oh.
There goes man advantage, and now that little bit of health that Yakinder's got left, well, it gets swept away by Hunter. Wow. Inside connector. He'll keep them back. Feels like every door is closing.
Seriously,
every door.
So many pests, like in a position where Liquid are favored. They're coming out for another duel. That NAF one totally turns the tides. They crush the A site from that point on. Lots of pressure on Hunter to even turn around. They could slow down towards connector, but JKS, so crispy, man. 1 bullet to the dome. He wins A ramp control. The split, it's the intention that's the big deal, right? Yeah. Now they know if he's going to go for a lurk on the other side of the map or be a part of a split over there, that's going to take a long time. JKS gets that frag. It just turns into a crushing loss for Liquid. Now, it is still 2v3. We desperately need a big mid-round. Some X factor here.
Just a gnarly headshot. quick head crack with an AK would be nice. Or, you know what? This space is also going to bode well here for Liquid. And Elige gets his chance. Takes down the Aussie. And NiKo gets off of the bomb site.
Ooh, it's playing a default. They're playing Tetris. This is very risky, but it might be the move.
Oh, man. They don't have a Molotov. CT's working with 2 kits. Oh, insta-kill out of Hunter. Nice and clean. It's Hooksy versus NiKo. Battle of the big brains. And NiKo, well, he's just waiting to find him in the open. Not gonna happen. Not today. Hooksy's world. Hooksy's chance.
Wow.
Hooksy's round.
Another player looking for a tournament, standing the test in the 1v1. Clean shot right to the head. We've seen a few instances of big individual moments from Hooksy here at the World Final, just enough it seems.
And it makes me wonder, right? Obviously NiKo just stuck on Tetris with that post plant. If he's back on ramp, he doesn't have to dance with Hooksy like that.
No, but he can't let Hooksy cross.
Back.
That's why that was a very risky way to play that post plant. They made the choice to do it, but that meant that they had to actively fight, and Hooksy knew it. He wasn't even swinging. He waited for NiKo to get nervous. Hooksy looking composed.
Again, right? Not brought in to get quantity when it comes to kills. But you pick up a clutch here, man. Everybody else is just gonna thank you for your efforts. And then that's gonna set up the likes of Hunter to continue to tear him up. Man advantage once more for G2. And Monacy off swinging in mid.
With
Ambitious USP. Who are you? How dare you?
He's Rookie of the Year. That's who he is.
Oh, right. Excuse me.
Damn. Swinging with the USP. Grand Finals. They see the victory. They really see it. I mean...
Mo, I don't just think they see it, man. I think they feel this. I think it's flowing through them, at least on this CT side.
This is history, you know, no matter who wins it. But G2 winning it potentially in this fashion, unthinkable.
No. Right, this entire tale this week was about how so many teams were looking better than expected.
Look how confident they're playing. Hunter plays up on top of the signpost, splitting the difference between top mid and underpass, even with that top mid smoke not covering his position. Finds the timing. They're not clearing it because they haven't put pressure there. Now Liquid have to think about things that you're going to do versus a team that believes they're going to win. You don't make that play if you're losing or going 1-for-1 on rounds. But that's exactly how you create a snowball.
We're talking 6 straight out of G2. An avalanche of rounds. But Liquid aren't done yet.
Because they have Yeki.
Okay. Yeah, well, where is he? 5 and 10.
Yeah, hard to find like the Yeti.
Elige, get that Tech 9 headshot. Yeah. Turn NiKo back, but 91 or 99. NA math. Elige wants to try and work it forward. And the damage is substantial. Does create a little space, right? A pocket to maybe push out from. But you can't take too much time. Not when G2 have been playing this proactive, making moves, retaking, conquering, as you just kind of sit back. You got to stay ahead of the beasts. Liquid running with the Bulls.
NiKo waiting for the full strafe here. Let's see if he's right. Oh, that's something that he saw.
Looks away.
Well, they cross the site, which is the big one. And the spray is good for JKS.
Denied. And then everybody else is going to start scrambling back. All the attention drawn towards Ticket. OC, alternative plants. And that one's going to go down, but so's his HP. Stifled to 30. Elige, OC, pistols connect. JKS up next, starts to get this retake moving inwards. NiKo is already so close to death that so be it. We've got smoke on bomb. We've got op on Elige. And we've got that quick tap. And he reveals himself, his hope, his desperation to find Hooksy as he continues that defuse all the way. 5-second stick, 9-3 half, no sign of stopping.
Oh, man. They just look so relaxed. Playing in CT, letting the site get run over, they're chill. NiKo doesn't go out there to die. Lets JKS do all the work. So much damage through the box. So many bullets spent, but all of them of value. Valve are going to be in a tricky spot if they have to nerf the gun just for one guy.
been 2 weeks. Bring the A1S back. Liquid, second timeout called. Their second retake within this streak of victories out of G2.
It's a hard game to call, especially when you've already given up this many rounds with the G2 playing comfortably and in the lead. They're not playing like it's a grand final where they've normally had nerves be the reason they lose. Now it feels like that's Liquid. The G2 are taking liberties. They're flagrantly peeking things. They're creating timings for themselves. Monacy's just been out here in mid so many times. They're not giving him a kill this time, however. I'm putting some pressure on the clock with the smoke up beside him.
Smoke soon to fade. This is temporary.
They might be nervous about it, but Monacy, will he get spammed?
Yes,
he
will.
gets away.
But not killed. He manages. Hunter tries to come off with a cat with an assistance, but instead, it's NiKo to end that one. And Elige caught Hooksy. That was a deep shot. That was incredibly deep. All the way through those apartments.
Oh yeah, that was a sliver. All right, well.
NiKo's not afraid here. NiKo's confident to stick around.
Oh, this is quite a play. I mean, he takes that kill with the move into underpass.
Well done.
Okay, but now there's only 2 up. NiKo, oh man, he's not done.
Finishes Nitro. Bomb has to be retrieved, so that's going to slow things down, and Elige hasn't decided to commit to that exit.
Yes, but they know it's an A player and NiKo left over, so I think they feel pretty confident about cutting this cross off. Important to camp this window, hold the market rotation, let your teammates jump in.
Now the op's going to take the angle instead, frees up Elige to go inwards, and a bomb plant comes through.
Now, thing is, I don't know. There's some money here for G2 to be annoying. But, you know, no reason to necessarily go for this. But we are closing out the half. G2 don't have enough money to buy through it, so, of course, they're going to make the fiscally responsible decision. It's maybe? I think they want to get kills. I'm not sure how much they want to commit.
Well, Elige given a chance early, but it's when he really commits that he also connects.
Yeah.
Shuts down the last 2. That's going to give Liquid a 4th.
I think the way they looked at that is even if they died, if they had gotten some kills, it would be worth it to have just a much easier time on the next buy. Liquid having the 1 round means they're probably still going to have to pick up a Galil, maybe be on low on nades, having spent all their money.
Nice shot.
Beautiful burst here from Elige. And there it took 2 or 3 things to go wrong at the same time for Liquid to secure a round at the tail end here. 2 to go in this half. 9 rounds already for G2. And if I have anything to say about Team Liquid on Mirage, again, it's their T sides, mostly. But actually, that's because of the quality of rounds. But they are 65% on CT side. They're actually far ahead on the second half. So maybe they still feel okay.
It's definitely not as easy as they would have hoped. They want a round win or a map win in the fashion that G2 got one. I love that. JKS just slides into default, but Naf goes headhunting at the exact same moment that NiKo connects into Hunter. Can anybody really draw this back? It's a clean, easy 5v3 for Liquid, pressing on both sides of the map, getting 2 separate individual kills.
Yeah.
Maybe JKS was spotted as he moved outwards.
So this round, actually, Liquid should hunt. Liquid should absolutely try to hunt in this post plant. Be aggressive with it. Yeah, it's G2 who will not have enough money for their full buy next round, and Liquid with 1 round left, they can afford to lose a few players here. They should basically just run at them.
Get in another couple jabs.
Could be a key save here for G2.
Easy ones for NiKo. Looks like 1 M4 escapes. 5 for Liquid. Again, just get that quota. Get a couple added to the tally. Don't let G2 have that boisterous confidence, because we saw the way. Ooh, nope. Gets taken back. We saw the way that G2 started to play when they had that momentum going, right? That's a G2 you don't want to feel comfortable so that they can unlock those kinds of rounds, those setups, those plays. Keep them nervous. Keep them in a shell. And then you can take back that extra space. That's what Liquid's goal is at the moment here. Final round of the half. As far as Liquid are concerned, it's not the final map of the match.
No, this game is actually alive.
But the kid's got his AWP. Naf doubles back, and nice trade out of JKS. It's the only player for the A-Lean when it comes to Liquid setup. That could be an invitation for NiKo to try to move out and talk about invites. OC just connected with the golden ticket. Hooksy gets clamped down on. m0NESY not even able to rotate outwards. He could try to hold this gap, but that bomb's already working its way up from Cat. Yakinder has it just outside the window, and an additional set of fire on his feet will keep them back. But listen, last round of the half.
Yeah.
Let's throw that Hail Mary. Let's see these individuals shine. That will certainly not help. A CT smoke that blocks off one of their 2 avenues of a retake attempt. Luckily, they've got another, but that means they can't put it on the bomb. Nitro gonna keep it tucked in. We've got a Hunter and a Liege as he wraps around Market, so this is time sensitive. And Hunter, he's got that first one, but Liege has gotten into his position already, which means it's gonna be Liquid to add a 3rd at the end of the half. They double their rounds when it matters most. Can they push this to Anubis?
Welcome everybody to the World Team of the Year 2022.
I have 5 great names on this list.
That's a real mix.
The only player who would have been in top 5.
Like determined to just try and win a game on his own, and he does it.
It's either he's got the ball rolling or he's just another domino.
Number 1 player on the team stats, entering with a rifle.
Destructure a bomb site, go in and take the duel and win it.
Easy choice before
Yeah,
break.
yeah.
That's the crazy part.
I won an event with him.
You won an event with him?
No.
His consistency in that realm, you really can't be an accident.
Maniac, you're the official ZywOo expert here.
I do. Where are the trophies?
Yeah.
That bothers me. Like, why is he not winning?
Come on, man. Open your eyes.
Doesn't matter if you like him or not. You gotta respect. You gotta respect what he's doing. You know? It's like, I'm really, really, really hoping that this was just a first step.
It's gonna be really cool for me. First time going to Paris.
It's a city of love.
I actually learned French. Je m'appelle Sacha.
For me, the major is always gonna be the most important thing in Counter-Strike.
There's like a different pressure. You want to do great because you know it's like it means a lot more.
Winning this is the dream of every CSGO player.
The French community has been part of CSGO from the beginning with big teams.
Vitality will have a great support.
If I won this, yeah, it's gonna be one of the best moments in my life.
Do you want to be the first 2 people to have tickets to
The Blast.tv major.
The Blast.tv major.
Blast.tv major.
The Blast.tv major.
Has to be A, has to be A.
B or save.
You can molly default after Justin.
I don't think it.
Shadow. Shadow on
Second one.
Shadow on default.
Can you flash for default, no?
He's Tetris. Shadow went Tetris.
I'm flashing in front of you, okay? No need. I will just go.
Can be Ninja and once Tetris or slope.
One more Tetris on the left.
Nice, Rasmus.
Yeah, that's right. A little Rasmus clutch sprinkled into this 9-round CT side out of G2. But listen, there was some really confident positions and rounds and moments out of G2. There was also this hope, this final chance to secure some kind of commendable half at the very end. Liquid from 3 to 6 have made this one doable. It's doable, but it won't be easy. Not from the start and not for the finish. We get G2 on a T side, on a map that they want to end this event with. Hooksy at the helm, jumps down into the bomb site. Yakinder, it's a one and done. Same for Naf. Man advantage goes to G2. A pistol would be wonderful. A consistency in this event has been the G2 pistol win. And guess what? On the brink of another, unless NiKo has to press out and kill both the Kovac plus the hot-handed Aussie in JKS. He confirms the position, gets in the gush, 1 HP and a dream. Hell, a nightmare, no chance.
JKS been shooting straighter than ever, 16 and 7, leading the way. Key frag on the flank. Looking for a good T-Star, but a pistol will help that out. Liquid, one loss to Furia on Mirage a long time ago, ESL Pro League. Outside of that, beat every team that you can think of right now. Are 9-1. But part of the ingredients to that success is having a decent T-side. Now, they do win most of the rounds on CT. I've talked so much about Liquid T-sides that I forgot. There are maps where they go above and beyond on CT. This is one of them. They know that. They know they can win. But they weren't supposed to get beat down on Inferno like that just now. They weren't supposed to have a half that made G2 look like they were the team who picked Mirage. So something's in the water. And G2 are handing out the cups.
Think about how both these teams are so thirsty for a win, man. Given a chance at the end of the year.
This would be Hunter's first trophy on G2 on HLTV. A player who has been top 15 2 years in a row.
But victory eludes him.
Yes.
It's the Kovac curse.
Listen, there's, Monacy and Hooksy as well, but they have so much time before they even think they need to win one.
They're not going anywhere.
No. But Kovac and Kovac, they've been rearing to go.
If not for this event, we kind of come into 2023 with some people expecting that maybe Hooksy wouldn't be sticking around. Maybe you'd have to. Maybe it was just not enough.
Then they beat FaZe.
Eliminate outsiders, both major champions taken down on this road to glory for G2. NiKo gets out bottom middle. Here's the movement, so it's a completely open A side. I mean, this round could not have been easier for G2. Yeah. They ask themselves, where's the fight? Where's the fun? NiKo gets to have his one-man party. Shuts down Naf. There's more where that came from. A couple CTs to peek. Sit down. Get him out. And move it forward. Clean conversion out of G2.
Yep, they're sharpening the blade here. They keep this lead big enough, it doesn't matter how good the other team is on the defense. They're too good to let it go for free. Liquid's first rifle round might be one of their last chances. I think seeing your fate is the worst one of all, right? Being able to erase the scoreboard and just think about going round by round. It's obviously incredibly human to not be able to do that. What makes teams great is obviously being able to do that. And we'll have to see if Liquid, if they can do that today, they can withstand that test, and that speaks volumes. But the reason it's amazing is because you don't expect it to happen. So we'll have to let the CS speak for itself. See if Liquid want to stand to that challenge.
They're seizing this chance at some top mid control. Yep. Hunter walks out and dies to the better weapon.
Yeah, 5 Galils coming into this round.
Not ideal.
This is an interesting risk, actually.
NiKo's being given a big chance.
Yeah.
They're trying to move all their CTs back into that A site, but because of the Naf kill, look at the way it magnetizes Nitro and Yakinder. They want to deal with NiKo. They don't want to have that problem down the road. They want to solve it now, but he disappears into the night. forces Yakinder and NiKo to both split up. So that one kill has effectively got Yakinder off of the A site, which would prime the other players of G2 to follow through. But NiKo holds his own, and Elige peeks off of the triple box to shut down that A split. No success, despite Yakinder's absence. It is still a rock-solid hold from Team Liquid.
Yeah, they immediately respond. I mean, NiKo does not have a favorable anything to get out of the underpass. He was lucky to win his first duel. That's a fine fight for the CT side. Once he got that, there was a chance that they could still win that round. But smartly, Liquid come back and clear it. Make sure that he's gone, or trade him if he's still there. And then NiKo, they know he's out of the round for some time. He can't come back to top mid safely because that's where they could be trying to cut him off. If he goes B, well, they know there was already an A site hit coming on. But when they take Hunter down, that's the power from NiKo that's also been withdrawn. So, good opportunity capitalized on here by Yakinder. And a great flash dodge from NiKo. I don't know if he started anti, but very sharp.
Clean one as well.
Oh, we've got a celebrity in the audience. Real star here at Blast. Played his last tournament at Blast.
Yeah, why wasn't my man in the show match? Ooh, damn, that's gonna be a tough one. Look at this damage. Yakinder and Elige pelted. You know, think about how easy it was in the last one for Yakinder to just go on his merry way to the top mid pick. Well, right now he's gonna have to play off with a fifth of his health left over. Didn't even see anybody to shoot back at. So G2 vie for a little control in middle. And it does net them some open space. Space they've yet to take, but at least they've created.
We often see this. The one player who has to worry about multiple angles, Elige sitting inside of jungle, it's a very hard position to play. And to help him out, they're actually going to go forward with a push. Two juggernauts about to go head-to-head. And NiKo, well, he gets to push back, which is a win in and of itself. This tactic was the one place that the Liquid were trying to look to make this map a little bigger. And now eyes go back to Elige.
All of a sudden, man, they've been blocked off. Flash onto Elige, will not have vision. This time, will not have support. But he could still take it up on his own. No! Modesty's Galil gets the better of him, and NiKo's chance to retain everything he can on this A site. His position on ticket makes them nervous, so they try to reroute, redirect, and that just gives it to Yakinder. No bomb plant, no chance. Because NiKo keeps it locked in on ticket, G2 don't feel comfortable, and without comfort, they don't find this 12th.
Yeah, they didn't seize that opportunity. To get across, get that bomb down, maybe look for CT control, no molly. If they had a molly for CT, that would have been a next level difficulty for NiKo, but he does a great job of finding his one kill, staying alive. And there was time pressure the whole while.
Ooh, that's clean. Wow, that's good. A4 clips just look so much better.
Yeah, and they sound better too.
Welcome back, King. NiKo's trying to do his absolute damnedest right now. 17 and 9 at the top of the board. He'll have his singular AK here. Can he manage to get anything going? No. Elige, Yakinder, the duo of mid to keep the T's at bay. Hunter creeps up from the underground. Tech9 taps at the third piece of the defense to try and stop this. Whew, finally something does connect. Clean Tech9 headshot, but it's not enough, and it is too late. Nap's already come in. It's a CT feast in mid as they start to rack up these rounds. This defense looking stellar.
Now, the one advantage that's still alive with G2 is they have rounds that they can give up and learn. So there are some ideas that Liquid have to exhaust on this track back into the game. Now it is a 2-round match. They are feeling a lot better. Minimal losses versus these pistols as well. And things actually could become scary for G2. They've only won the pistol and the conversion. And some of these buys, I mean, there's been a Galil involved in almost every single one of them. We are talking no nades here on Hooksy or NiKo. Money-wise, I'm kind of curious how this ended up.
Galil gets away from NiKo. Double kill for Elige. Easy couple of kills as far as he's concerned. He's got a smoke to try and exit. Wow, he manages to get away. Thought one of those AKs was going to get the stray shot. Not going to happen.
He's got the evasion bonus.
Liege stepping it up. Double kill on the A play. Draws Hunter back. Naf's going to hear this if he keeps running. Yeah, information for Naf. He'll take his time. It's in his nature. Actually wants to jump on this. Flies up, catches them, unsuspecting that somebody would come flying around in that T-spawn. Poor Hooksy dead and having a hard time now. As is all of G2 to try and crack this defense. They're just fighting for a kill versus Naf. He's got support back behind him, and honestly, he may not even need it. The pieces all coming together for Team Liquid, the rounds being racked up, and the lead nearly non-existent. Only one between them.
Man, towards the end of that first half, I was thinking this game is just wrapped. And now the score is almost tied here on Mirage. Look at it start to get rolling. They even survived losing a second pistol. And I think they're more excited for Anubis than G2 are. That's a little added extra pressure for G2 to close out here and now. G2 5 rounds away from the trophy, but it probably feels like a marathon. The fact that after this tournament, one of these teams will be able to tell themselves that they can close out a tournament in the future. That value alone is massive. Whose story will be told?
Just wipes off so much disappointment from the rest of this year off of the plate before you jump into 2023.
Both of them in one grand final this year. Kato for G2, Liquid at Pro League.
Both with still empty trophy cabinets. It's a great chance to change that tale. Add yourself to the champions of 2022. There's been a lot of teams that have picked up events. And there can only be one more. Pistols is enough to get them onto the bomb site with the plant. But everybody's dead by the time that bomb goes down. Nitro just slaughters the masses as they attempt to push deep on Ticket. That's a tied game, folks. 11-all.
Yeah, and that's a first bomb plant in some time. Couple going to the clock. Liquid most of the time putting up a stalwart defense, stopping anything from happening. Hunter did get the plant, right? Yeah. The small victories, but great spray transfer from Nitro. Not losing CT control at all. Round never up for question. 5 straight for Liquid. And the strongest buy, however, here for G2. There were some strange ones in there.
Finally, AKs, right? And a quick snap with the op shot. If you shoot at him, you better make sure you put him down for good.
Okay, but they get the tag down on Monacy, and the nade hits Hooksy down to half. They don't leave with nothing.
They are starting to already shuffle away. You could very well be right, Launders. You know, you go back to that limitation of the Galil last gun round. We see NiKo trying to entry out Palace with it at a disadvantage. Liege doubles down. This is the heaviest firepower they've had, but if you don't have your guns in hand, then you're just a dead man. Monacy gets a glimpse, and here they come. Drop kicking Yakinder back down into the underpass. And Liege is next at bat, pressed along the apartments, calling for that rotation. Reinforcements needed, or are they? Gets Hooksy off of the play, and nobody actually follows suit because nobody is actually there. And they go sprinting back to the 8 site. And
Naf's not against the wall. He can't hear this yet.
No confirmation. So unfortunately for Liquid, the confirmation will be that bomb plant.
Wow, he was so close, and now it's such a difference. 2 rotators, far as they possibly could be. Liquid just don't think they would have tried this.
Nah, just missed it.
This rotation looked so desperate for a second, but they had the time to do it. Now they establish, get all their perfect post-plant positions. And the CTs are already in a spot where they will think about saving as soon as one kill goes wrong. And there it is.
Hop into the dirt. You hang on to those 2 AKs. You walk away, Liquid.
Well, that's one way to extinguish the fire.
Timing to a T.
Yeah.
And I mean, you very much saw Naf considering the option, but just 2 seconds too late. Because G2 left Hooksy on his own.
No, it's literally the audible. You know, we saw Nafly flank top mid on that previous round because his face was against the wall, listening to them running through spawn. And he was just a couple meters away, you know, feet. And he could, oh my God, Nafly. There's what he could have done if he heard it a little earlier.
Was that real?
That's great damage. I mean, that's one round on an island.
That's going to cause problems. I mean, we just tried to emphasize the fact that they've all got AKs.
Yeah.
Is somebody jumping into this with the Galil? Look at that.
Man, that Yukinder moment is wild.
You take a glimpse.
He sees m0NESY and sees a shoulder and wants to line up like a clean headshot. And just as he gets in view, m0NESY sees him back.
Yep, HooXi limited.
Yeah, they got all the nades they want. HooXi on a worse gun.
Okay.
Still 4 AKs is better than most of these rounds. And HooXi,
called out.
Wow.
Doesn't need to see him, doesn't need to shoot him. An artillery barrage top mid.
Wow. That's window gone.
They send him home. Yeah. And I try to tout OC as like this playoff impact player, but 7 and 14, poor guy didn't even get a chance to shoot.
And we have to look at how dedicated anchors are going to be in this position. Jump is made up in the halls.
Hunter would have heard that. Yeah,
Oh
Hunter
my
would have heard
God.
that. The grenade's being dropped on the ground. You know, Hunter just hears this slight rumbling above him. He's on high alert, predicts the peak. HooXi's gonna look for an entry, and the smoke goes down. Nice kill from Elige. It's one, but it's a big one.
Wait, what are they doing?
Doubling back again? Elige is gonna go try to stuff him on bottom mid, and instead NiKo gets the headshot.
Oh, what?
Make it a double!
They're making it up as they go.
Can Nitro really do the unthinkable at this point? G2 decide to sprint away, and to their success, I mean, listen, for a second it looks sketchy.
These rotations are actually unreal. But then the awareness is even crazier. NiKo to get that kill off Cat, you'd think at one point they're gonna get shaved down. There are 2 players waiting for the B play to come through, sitting behind the Cat smoke. Everybody's running outside of B. They could have just taken the site, they would have been fine. They got all the way out to the balcony. One player got into the site. They didn't see anything, and they still wanted to leave. That looked like some 2015 Virtus Pro double fake. They gotta be so confused about that, but
understandably, Elige dumbfounded.
A crazy call, and it ends up working.
Thou shalt not doubt HooXi. Consecutive rounds.
It's like they're allergic to B. They're trying to face their fears.
Yeah, chickening out in the last step.
Exposure therapy, but they keep failing and still get away with it. One Galil again here for HooXi. 2 rounds in a row for G2 to save the economy. One more to go to drain the bank accounts of Liquid.
Exactly. Ramifications on this round. Oh!
There's the first tragedy.
Elige deleted.
Another 5v4 with no damage. Can Liquid get any compensation? Last round they had Elige get to the top of mid, and they had 2 players off Cat to give themselves a chance. This time, G2 stay inside of middle.
The irony of m0NESY's AK covered in these Liquid stickers, as he's gonna deny them that early mid success.
Fight water with water.
Liquid gonna get a little active here. Super passive from NiKo. They're on the brink of a 14th round. They're on the brink of bottoming out the money. With 14 should come 15.
Oh God.
He gets exactly what he needs. The timing, superb for NiKo. And now the desperation sinks in for Yukinder. He's gonna have to do this as a one-man army. A brick wall needed on a B site. And that smoke, man, that's got NiKo thinking.
Oh.
That's got him predicting.
Tried to find the timing. Tried to not go too quickly.
But again, they're going towards A. Again, they're allergic to that B site. That bomb goes down. And OC, if you've got anything in your tank, if this is your moment, then shine. He drops the bomb first. A couple more bodies right on top of him. m0NESY's not gonna let that happen. G2, 14.
2 rounds away from winning the tournament. It's just a thought that I never figured I'd have. Not this year, at least. Not by this point. And the best part about this final is it would be crazy for both rosters, but right now it's more real for G2 than ever before. Liquid getting close enough now to think about Anubis, but can't keep their mind off Mirage. Their second loss in 11 maps may be coming up here in this potentially very special moment for a roster that have not seen any success. But still, that one more round of bank account for Liquid. And they'll have to earn it each time.
Mid, no hold. Yakinder, no real firepower. He's got Naf further back behind him. OC's already leaning over here. Listen, if Yakinder can just put up a couple. Oh my God. If he can just get in some damage, then so be it. But here they come. The flood, the force. It's Hooksy at the front. And it's OC on the back line, trying to lock this in. And as his teammates die empty-handed, the fire forces him outwards. He doesn't want to have to fight this. He needs help now, or does he? m0NESY burns him, and m0NESY has set up NiKo to try and close a 1v2. NiKo, who wants these glorious moments for years, and is now on the brink of getting 15 locked in versus Liquid. Separate engagements to be given. Elige creeps up and denies him that 15th, denies him OT secured. Excellent round from OC.
Yes, an instance of that playoff OC coming through in a final. That's a big moment. Leveling up live. Wow. That split almost went way too well. Yakinder turning the corner into Get Right just as they turn the corner. Losing his spray with the Falmus, his teammate dying at the same time, but then NiTro gets a kill on the other side of the map. And OC grabs 2 easily.
Dude, shout out OC.
Wow. That's the most energy I've ever seen out of OC, and I like it.
Inside the fire, he still extends. Drops m0NESY on the arch side.
Yeah, he's not having a great game, but he's thinking about, he's playing for the victory.
And that right there, that keeps the money alive.
Yeah, you want to see him having opportunities to shoot, and that's what he gave himself. You know, there's a bit of chaos there, but he trusted that he could make his way out.
No peek.
God, yeah.
No peek, Hunter.
It's really shallow.
Gonna stay tucked in to get smokes exchanged, both ends of connector. Oh! Not today!
He's got the prediction game on lock too, aiming high for the jump back.
Yakinder stuck on the sidelines.
Yeah. Oh man, that's got to be gut-wrenching. You've got to watch this. Oh!
Another made easy. Elige walks out from window dead in an instant.
Punished every regression on mid.
Dude, from the back and forth grind that G2 have had to try to pull themselves off of, that 5-round streak out of Liquid CT side made it look like this was just going to be another victory on Mirage.
Such a healthy clock, only 4 damage done to Hunter.
But now G2, 2 kills out from 15.
Looking to make magic happen.
OC yet again at that B site, but listen, it's not that B is the intended target. Can NiTro go above and beyond? He stops m0NESY from his shenanigans, clipped, and a second offered up. OC's got the line of sight. Hooksy's desperate to get past, and with that fire in front of him, OC is stunned, stalled, and Hooksy slips away. Hooksy slips away into that A site with the 15th round for G2 queued up.
G2 15-12 on map 2.
Think of the road they have been on this year. Has anybody had to deal with lower lows? Didn't even get to attend the second major. And think about the expectations that they had after that finals in Katowice. You bring in the rookie, what's meant to be the next generation, and he had that phenomenal event. 11 months of despair.
And then you look at Hooksy, the most pressure in the world coming into one of the biggest orgs, having one of the lowest individual levels of any pros. to play for a team of this caliber. The most fans, but also the most haters, the most attention, the most pressure possible. Here he is in the Blast World Finals, in the grand final, also 1 round away.
I want to go as far as saying there's never been a CSGO player with more scrutiny on his shoulders than HooXi when he first came in and just simply could not keep up. And the whole tale was, right, just adding him to G2 doesn't mean he's ever going to unlock this next level. If your expectations stayed low, we understood why. A map here and there, but never consistency.
We're talking about Liquid defending against this trophy with 3 MP9s and a Deagle.
It has to be OC. It needs to be. It's been a quiet map, but now he's got the op. He's got to stop m0NESY, who's been able to find some impact in these last couple. That AWP to shut down Ykinder. You know, Ykinder gets away with his moves. That's his whole shtick. He gets away with it. Always more than one. He does his game his way. And he's not even allowed to escape on that fallback from the catwalk, but the MP9s are in the right positions. They are indeed waiting for this commitment, which is now already out from ramp. Ykinder into the flames. As he puts out that threat, the nade's gonna find him. No chance to survive. That's 2 MP9s dead already. That's a Liege leaning on a Deagle, and G2 with a minute to work. Give Hunter a chance to thrive. OC so far removed from this situation. He needs to be the support from the other end of the map. The tension's high. The hope's even higher. And a smoke goes into the window. They do not want to make this mistake. They do not want to give those guns back to Liquid. No more chances, because there will be no more attempts this year. Final chance to write the final chapter. Hunter, of course, turns it right into a Liege, sent to the sidelines, and still OC is nowhere to be found. HooXi plants that bomb with the hopes of a trophy lift at the end of this year. It's little from OC, and it's far too late. A retake necessary with the talent stacked against him. A phenomenal event from JKS. And while the Kovacs watches on, guess what? 2 brothers from Bosnia with a childhood dream to win events since this all started. And ladies and gentlemen, believe your eyes, Abu Dhabi with the newest champions. G2 do the unthinkable.
They win a LAN. A first Tier 1 victory for Hunter. A trophy in the cabinet. JKS, his 2nd of the year. He did it with FaZe, and now he's done it with a team that no one had hope in.
How many days?
1,092 since they won a map in the grand final.
And now they do it in 2-0. Let's go back to the fall finals. Let's go back to what Ykinder said. Oh, this isn't a different G2. I think this is a G2 that we've never seen before. The Bosnian brethren able to finally do it. JKS with a 2nd this year. Hunter, his 1st. HooXi, there is nobody who had to deal with so much scrutiny. And honestly, I thought it was an endeavor that he simply could not take. I want everybody to just realize that this is the most human moment. HooXi, who arrives in Abu Dhabi to tragedy, will be leaving basked in glory, because the last champions of 2022 here for Blast World Finals is G2!
They're cheering for G2. They're cheering for this team that lifts the final trophy of 2022. JKS, I'm going to start with you. Some people were calling for you to not be on this team any longer, but you went absolute savage mode all tournament long. What does this feel like for you? 2 big tournament wins, one with a stand-in, one with your real team.
Yeah, I mean, start the year strong and end the year strong, I guess. I don't know, I got nothing else to say, that's it.
Nothing else to say. A lot of energy taken from the game. Now, m0NESY, Rookie of the Year, 2 grand finals and now 1 trophy. What do you say? What does it feel like?
I don't know, feels fucking good. Just don't stop believing, guys.
And you put on one hell of a show. You guys had one tough year from start to finish. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot for us. We can do even better, guys. We can do even better. It's just a beginning.
Just the beginning. Swanee, I'm gonna ask you, man. You told me you were gonna smash him.
Yes.
You definitely did.
We did so. It just came, won a trophy, like a team, perfect team play. I'm proud of everyone. Like the teamwork that we showed in this past week is unreal. I'm so proud of everyone and best group of people to do it with.
Definitely so, definitely so. Now, Hunter, you're never escaping me, my friend. How badly did you want this trophy? How badly have you been looking forward to this tournament win?
So bad, honestly. I was enjoying like yesterday and first map and then Mirage. I just wanted to close it out. In my head it was I just want to win, even though it was not the best. But this guy all the way on the left, this is for him. Honestly, for me, he's the MVP of this event. That he decided to stay with us. After everything happened to him, he decided to stay and be with us, and we just vote for him, all of us here, and I hope we'll keep fighting. Thank you, Rasmus, once more.
I love it. NiKo, 2019, that last trophy, no trophy under this team, under G2, but you are a legendary player. You have been the best in the world in terms of a rifler over and over again. What does this feel like now to have a trophy in your hand, mate?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Honestly, been waiting for this moment for a long time. It was all about patience. I always believed in this team. I always knew like at some point like it's gonna happen, and it did. And in such a fashion as well. We actually fought so hard as a team. Like I'm really proud of every single one on this team. We all did fucking good job, honestly, and this is the reward.
This is the reward. And what do you think changed this event for you guys to come out like this?
I think we just like kept improving throughout the whole tournament. Like every win meant so much to us. Like we kept building on the confidence. We kept building on the team play. Communication was getting better and better. Everything was just getting better throughout every single game. And we've somehow managed to always find improvement from each game. And this is the result.
This is the result. Guys, give it up for G2. Hootsy. First grand final like m0NESY. First tier 1 event where you grab yourself the trophy. What does this mean to you?
It means the world to me. This was the event where I won my first arena match and then I win the trophy as well. That's pretty perfect. And well, I think it's obvious what I'm going to say next. I'm not going to stand here being crybaby because I've been crying for a week straight. But obviously, I would wish that my father could see that I actually accomplished something. I think he would be proud of me for once, and I don't know.
I think we're all very proud of you. Guys, one last time, give it up for your Blast Premier World Final 2022 champions, G2!
They came, they saw, and they most certainly conquered. Despite it being over 1,000 days, no less, from G2 winning a single map in a grand final series, they get 2 back-to-back to end out the year on the highest of highs. And man, so many emotions going down in this arena. We know this means the world to all the players, especially Hooksy coming into this. Maniac, you poised it perfectly. This is the moment for the team to be coming together, and man, did they show us on the toughest of stages.
An absolute unit. That's what they were on that stage for, a unit. We could hear the words from Hunter, we could hear the words from Hooksy, what it meant for them to give it all and kind of surpass their own individuality for a moment, just being one. And the words from Hooksy are obviously straight to our hearts. I cannot think of a better way for him to celebrate today and everything he's given. I have much respect for this man, and I think we all have respect for him today.
A beautiful, beautiful story from start to finish for G2. NiKo said it pretty well as well. He's been patient. They've been patient. They kept believing that finally at some point it would all come together. They would play the Counter-Strike that we all expected from them, and they did it at this tournament. A fully deserved win. All the players chiming in. All the players having a big say in this win as well. It's not like one player going off or another one going off. As you said, they came together as a team. Obviously for HooXi it means the world, but for the rest of them as well. JKS winning the first trophy with G2. m0NESY, Hunter and HooXi, the first time they ever win a trophy. And for NiKo, the best rifler in this game. Probably the best rifler we're ever going to see in the game. It took him 1,142 days to finally get it once again. But my God, does he deserve it.
There is so much that HooXi and G2 can take from this victory and apply for their future. What is with playing and giving it everything you have on the server, taking risks, being fearless, being confident, having solidarity for your teammates, putting your life on the line. It was very much impressive from G2. We could see, if we talk about Counter-Strike for half a second, some of the decisions towards the very end, they were no regrets, no doubts whatsoever. They knew what they had to do. They outclassed Liquid, and it's a beautiful victory from
No
G2.
doubt is the perfect way to be putting this one. Sure, pure domination on the first round. Obviously, Inferno, their pick coming into things. Then we come onto the grounds of Mirage. Again, a hugely confident showing from G2 to open this one out. Of course, Liquid, try as they might to battle their way back into this. It was just an incredible confident showing from start to finish for G2.
Yeah, they played so well, G2. We talked about it. m0NESY and NiKo being the two players we highlighted coming into the game. On Inferno, it was actually them being on the bottom of the scoreboard in the first half. Didn't quite get it going, but wasn't needed. We came into Mirage. It was more competitive for Team Liquid. They put up a good fight. They tried to pull off a comeback, but then we saw what we expected. We saw m0NESY step up. We saw NiKo step up. We saw these star players thrive on the stage, thrive under pressure. And as said, you know, all players, HooXi with a fantastic tournament in terms of his calling on the T side. Some of the best I've ever seen G2 play in that regard. NiKo coming in, having an MVP-worthy performance. m0NESY, I'm sure he will win that MVP because he's been fantastic. But all the players had a play to play in this trophy.
It's individuals finally living up to the expectations that we have for them. m0NESY had time and time again, multiple occasions proved to us that he would do it. NiKo, with that little bit of an asterisk when it comes to Grand Final, finally showcased on Mirage how absolutely dramatically he can take over a game. He had a couple of moments where might have been a little dicey for G2, but he goes on a swivel, gets that multi-kill, then suddenly the road is open for the trophy. This is what happens when you step up to the plate, when you bring to the table what you're supposed to be, champions today.
The emotions absolutely flowing in the G2 camp currently, and just to reflect upon some of the numbers that we were throwing into the ring, as you just reiterated, obviously for NiKo, this is a first championship title in quite some time, but for the likes of m0NESY, the likes of Hunter, obviously the likes of HooXi as well, the first time that they are lifting a tier 1 trophy with G2, that must be an incredibly special feeling.
It's one you'll never forget. I can attest to it, Maniac can. I've never won a tier 1 trophy. I've been second 3 or 4 times, but I'd imagine that if you're a player and you're fighting for it and fighting for it and fighting for it and going through much, you know, so much adversity as G2 has throughout the year, this is one you're going to remember. Sure, it may not be a major. Sure, you may think back at Rio and think to yourself, that was a bit of a blunder, but overall, when you're looking back at 2022, you can always recope this memory, go back to that and think to ourselves, we did ourselves proud, we did our team proud, and all the time we invested into the game, all the efforts we put into it, it finally paid off.
Isn't that the most poetic storyline coming out of this? I mean, amongst a plethora of amazing narratives we have from this grand final, the fact that we did see them, as Jacob aptly said, faltering in the RMR, no less. They don't even make it to the major. They bounce back in dividends and look incredibly stellar to end out 2022.
Yeah, I think the dramatic of the situation could not be undertoned, and it is actually incredible. Of course, the adversity of the moment had them come together and surpass their own limits, and that is the story of being champions. That is the story. When you go and you do more than you're supposed to, when you take more risk than you're supposed to, more responsibilities that you're supposed to, you end up lifting a trophy. And I think from a human side of things, this is an incredible moment that we have witnessed this week. What we have seen from G2, what they put on together. They looked in the same direction. They were willing to do the extra step for their teammate, their extra step for their captain, and that's how you become champions.
You talk about the human element to this, the emotion that's been drawing out from the side of G2. I do want to hear a few more words, from HooXi to end out this year.